What if I told you that Elgato just came out with something that took the best of USB mics and the best of XLR setups, and they put that into one new microphone? Well, they did, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. Introducing the Wave mic. In my opinion, this is the best looking USB mic, hands down. It comes with this surprisingly heavy stand that you can screw the mic on, but it also has an adapter that allows you to attach this microphone to virtually any arm that you own. They've got two models, the Wave 1 and the Wave 3. I personally own the Wave 3, and for the most part, they're pretty much the same microphone. The back of both mics is the same. You've got a USB-C port that will connect to your computer, and then you've got the headphone jack for monitoring the sound. The major differences between the 1 and the 3 are that the Wave 3 is slightly taller by 12 millimeters. It's got external options to control the gain of your mic, the volume for your headset, and then the crossfade between your mic and the PC sound. The Wave 3 has a dedicated mute button on the top that you just tap to touch, and your mic will light up red, letting you know that it's muted, whereas the Wave 1 just has you press the knob on the front and it will also light up red. That knob on the Wave 1 only lets you control the headset volume, nothing else. So if you're wondering why they're called the Wave 1 and the Wave 3, well, that's why. One setting you can adjust versus 3 settings you can adjust. Now, it's important to note that both of these mics allow you to control these settings and much more through Elgato's new software called WaveLink. The 3 just has those settings available externally for added convenience, hence why it's a little bit more in price. What we're going to do now is lower the music, and we're gonna switch the audio from this Rode Shotgun Pro mic hanging above my head to this Wave 3 mic, so that you can hear what this bad boy actually sounds like. So this is what the Wave 3 sounds like, and what I want to do now is show you what really makes this mic stand out from the rest. Now, the first thing I want to show you is one of my favorite things about this mic, and it's what Elgato is calling Clip Guard. And basically, it's built-in technology that makes it so regardless of how loud you yell into the mic, it's not going to like distort the audio a crazy amount where it's unusable. So let me demonstrate, and I'll do so on the most extreme conditions. So one of the things I'm going to do now is adjust the gain of my mic, and the gain is the sensitivity, and you can hear how you're picking up everything. You can hear echo in the room. Obviously, I'm normally not going to be streaming or recording with the gain so loud, but if I were far away, you could make it so that, or that's what the gain does, is it allows you to pick up distant volume. But even with it this loud, it's still pretty usable. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to yell as loud as I can. And I don't know what I'm going to yell about, but I'm just so sick and tired of people in the comments section always telling me I'm an idiot. I just don't get it. Why can't they just like my videos and give me thumbs up? This is driving me crazy. I feel like Alex Jones right now. Whew. Okay. That's pretty impressive. Any other mic, it would be unusable. Your audio's in the red when you're editing. So they were building this for streamers, and you have those moments where you're celebrating or you're yelling out of frustration and you're streaming. This protects you so that your viewers aren't taking their headsets off and, oh, wow, what the heck? So that's the first thing I love about Clip Guard. And you can turn this option off in this software called WaveLink, and that's what I want to show you. So there's a lot of microphones that come with software where you can tweak things. WaveLink is the other half of the Elgato Wave magic. Without this software, this mic really is somewhat useless. Yeah, you could just plug it in and stream, but it's not going to be optimized and whatnot. So this right here is WaveLink, and it works for both Mac and PC. So here's what we're looking at here, and I'll give you the basic tour. And obviously, if you have questions in the comments, please let me know. I'm not going to cover every detail here, but I just want to get you the basic tour because for me, setup was a little bit difficult. It's one of the cons, in my opinion. It took me a couple hours just to kind of mess around and learn. But once you learn it, you're like, okay, yeah, it's actually pretty simple. But they're giving you a lot of controls. And again, they've built this for streamers. So you can see the different inputs here. And obviously we have the actual microphone here. We've got system audio. We've got anything that's like a game will recognize that. And then music in this case. So next to here, you see there's headphones, and then there's like this little streaming icon, or this is your audience basically. So your headphones is what you hear, and this icon over here is what your audience hears. So, and before I move on, then you have your outputs, and this is, again, this is where audio is coming out, which right now, let me actually move it over so it's coming out of my headphones. I can make it so that audio on my computer comes out of like my actual speakers, my monitor. But of course, right now, I want this to come out of my headphones so that I can hear myself. And the other thing is your stream mix. This is what your viewers are listening to. So I can go ahead and you see these ears over here. I just click on an ear, and now I can hear what my audience is listening to. And then I can click here, and this is my feed. So right now there's no difference, right? Because I don't have any music playing or whatnot. But over here, for example, let's say I want to listen, I have music playing. I want the music to be pretty loud. Maybe I really want to jam out my stream and really listen to music, but my viewers, they want to hear some music, but they also want to hear me talk as well. So I might have their volume just a little bit lower as music is playing. And then, of course, I can adjust. I mean, I usually just always have these full blast. You always want your voice to be the primary thing. But here's where this gets valuable. If you're thinking, well, this is kind of dumb, like I'm not really going to use this. If you game on stream, it's huge, because if you're playing something like Call of Duty and you're playing Warzone, anyone who's played this game knows the sound that you get in that game is critical. You're listening to footsteps come around you. There's all these critical sounds that you as the gamer need to pay attention to. And your viewers don't necessarily care as much about those details. They're just there to watch you shoot people and get a bunch of kills and all that stuff, and just listen to you talk. And so you'll have music playing for them. They still get a little bit of the game sound. So again, I can come here and I can say, okay, for me, I don't want any music during my stream. I don't care to hear it. I do want my viewers to get a little bit of that music, and I want them to get a little bit of that game too. Not too loud to where it's like overpowering everything else, but I want the game on full. My viewers are going to get it about right here. And everything looks great. So that's, and again, I can always test, what are my listeners here? Okay, now I can listen to what they are listening to, and then here's what I'm listening to. So that's Wavelink in a nutshell. And in terms of how to customize these things, you can have up to, I believe, 9 inputs for different things. So if you have a lot of different sound effects or music, what going on, all that can be added in here. And in terms of how do you connect music to your music, like how does it know if it's playing Spotify or if it's playing through Chrome or anything like that? So what I've done is what you do is over here in this left corner, you see these little sliders. You click on that, and that is where it detects different things that are playing sound. So for example, if I opened up Microsoft Edge, which I just did on another screen, you can now see Microsoft Edge just popped up on here. And what this does is now I've already have it selected, so I can say, okay, anything that plays on Microsoft Edge, that is my music. So the reason I do that is because I don't use Spotify, I use YouTube Music, but I don't want it on Chrome because I might use Chrome for many other things. And so Microsoft Edge is my dedicated stream music browser. Hats off to Zach's Tech Turf for that little tip right there. Just pick something that you're not really using if you're doing browser-based music. But again, you just assign everything that it picks up to a certain area. So again, if I fired up Call of Duty, it would already know that like, oh, you want that to be the game or the music or whatever. And you can rename these to whatever you want up here. So I can say music, I can call it Edge Browser if I wanted. Now the icons you cannot customize. So that's just, you use that for your music one, and you have to just kind of pick like, what's the purpose? Is this voice chat or whatnot? And there's corresponding icons, not as big of a deal. But that is Wavelink. Again, a little bit frustrating to install and set up. I spent a good hour or two just kind of messing around. And my biggest complaint, my number one and really my only major complaint to Elgato about this microphone is I always have my microphone plugged in. And as long as your microphone is plugged in, it basically runs all of your audio through this. So if I'm not streaming or whatnot, and I just want to listen to some music on my speakers, but I don't want to unplug my microphone because I got it set up all nice and I don't want to have to keep, plugging it in and out. Well, what I have to do is I have to keep Wavelink open all the time, which isn't a huge hassle, but then I go down to here to monitor mix and I have to then go switch it to one of my actual monitors, which is where my speakers are hooked up to. And then if I hop onto a Zoom call or I do a stream or whatnot, I just have to make sure to go back to the headphones so that the audio coming out goes back through the headphones. So that's kind of annoying. I have to switch. Now, if you do have an Elgato Stream Deck, a lot of these things can just be physical buttons. I can program a button just down there where I can say, hey, speakers, headphones, and that makes it easy. Unfortunately, I don't have a Stream Deck. Elgato, you're free to send me one. Wink, wink. Happily do a review for you. But until then, I'm kind of just stuck doing this with the software, which is a little bit of a pain. I'm used to it now. I'm so fast. It's just like boom, boom. But that is an annoying part of this whole experience. All right, I need to pause the video here. As I'm editing this video, Elgato pushed out a software update to Wavelink, and they specifically addressed the issue and have created what's called a toggle monitor mix. And this will allow you, at the tap of a key, they say, to actually make it so you can switch between what output you want, whether you want the microphone in your headphones or whether you want your speakers. This is a back-end update. It's just the software, so it's not functioning yet, but you can see that they are getting ready to roll this feature out. So huge kudos to Elgato for listening to a lot of streamers who've been demanding this feature. Just want to let you know so that you have the latest facts. Back to the video. Hopefully that demo was helpful to you, and now let's quick talk about price before we wrap up. You can get the Elgato Wave 1 for just $130. That's the same price that Blue is selling their Yeti mic, and the Wave mic gets you a ton of features that you don't get with the Yeti. The Wave 3 is just $30 more, so that makes it $160, and you get a few extra bells and whistles that are geared towards creators and streamers who need to adjust their settings on the fly and don't want to have to do it all digitally. For $30, the worth of that is kind of up to you and what type of convenience you're looking for. They also have a pretty cool pop filter that they are selling for an additional $30 that is designed specifically for this mic, and they look really cool. Most pop filters ruin the look of a mic. This one actually enhances it. Elgato was sold out of them when I went to go buy my mic, but it's really not that necessary for this mic because the clip guard naturally does such a good job catching those pees and puffs and poos, whereas other mics really, you have to have a pop filter with it. I think this mic is 100% worth it. And if you aren't streaming or creating a lot of content, and more so just want a flexible mic for your Zoom calls, or maybe you record a podcast every now and then, honestly, the Wave 1 is still worth it, and it's plenty good for you. That's my opinion on this mic. I know it's tough right now to get this mic because they keep going out of stock. So I'm gonna link to some places down below where you can pick it up. If you see it for sale and you are even like half considering getting this, just buy it because it's gonna go out of stock fast. Let me know what you think about this mic and if it's something you're going to add to your wish list. Also, don't forget to join the Tech Audit TV Discord, which is a free community that I hang out in, and a bunch of other cool people. It's a great place to talk tech, ask questions, and all that good stuff. I will link to that community down below. Until next time, my name is Brandon Hassler, and this is Tech Audit TV.